apologize for the delay due to technical reasons. I am Valerio Lozano's representative of the Hellenic AG Germany. I mean to welcome you to today's event, the aim of which is to bring you up to date on our activities towards the utilization and putting to good value of Hellenic Greek real property. I will give the floor to Mr. Yannis Malteros. He is chairman of the Municipal Council of the Demos of Argos and Mykene. The Municipality of Argos and Mykene. Good morning. Good afternoon. We are playing host to this event, and as such, we would like to welcome you all to this event. We are all awaiting with great interest the outcome of this meeting. We believe it is a very important initiative, the undertaking of which might definitely alleviate much of the burden currently on the shoulders of the Greek state and the financial impasse we are faced with today. Actually, we are under a very difficult conjuncture. Therefore, Greece is called to do whatever it can to utilize whatever assets it has, but not arbitrarily, no, far from that, not accidentally, no. The way should be other than a simple alienation and devaluation of all these real property assets currently in possession. Rather, this should be done in a way such as to show social sensitivity, have a perspective, and indeed attain a maximum benefit in all aspects, so that such sacrifice, one of the many ahead of the Greek people, bear fruit. For the Greek people to be able to see that there is an outcome, and indeed that the results to be reaped are interesting. This is an initiative we salute. When Mr. Goutos first discussed this with us, along with his collaborators, we were able to grasp from the onset that this is a totally novel approach. Something new in terms of efforts suggested. So it is a hopeful approach, quite ambitious, very optimistic, the onset of which was the project at the former Ellinikon airport in Athens, and definitely the benefit would have been much higher had all the solutions originally proposed been materialized, and much to our dismay, these solutions never materialized. But anyway, this is a very interesting approach, an approach I believe we should all encourage towards materialization. We are highly interested in that as a municipality for Argos, Mykene and Nafplion, all the more since there is property that might be put to value in this way and in this sense. Moreover, such an approach, I have to admit, is novel, innovative, within the context of the efforts underway in this country in its endeavor to go out of the crisis. So thank you very much, Mr. Gemos, for this initiative. Thank you. Now the floor goes to Mr. Nestoras Balaskas. He is our financial consultant. First of all, let me welcome you. The Hellenic Development Beteiligungs AG was established as a Greek law SA company with partners registered in Düsseldorf, Germany. Let me discuss the structure of this company. On the basis of the German legislation governing an SA company, HDB comprises two organs, the Board of Directors and a tripartite Board of Auditors that may even agree on the increase of the number to 7. 100% of the shares is held by Mr. Goutos. The custodian bank is Commerzbank in Germany, and the legal consultancy pertains a very serious legal office, Schürrle and Partners in Düsseldorf. Auditors and administrative controllers of the company see to the equitable distribution of the shares amongst the shareholders. The nominal value should be determined by PricewaterhouseCoopers, one of the leading names in the world. As for the potential investors, they may participate either through preferential shares to be issued at specific points in time, and the same goes for the entire activity. As for the price established is €8 per share. Rutos S.A. in relevant agreement and resolution by the board of directors will be ceding the rights to HDB, and those Greeks wishing to purchase shares may do so only through internet, unfortunately, in Greece. Maybe later on there may be a branch office in Greece and things may change in that sense. The purpose of HTP is for strategic partnerships to be stricken with institutional investors and collaboration with international investors. Interestingly, 60 million euro of investment capital is at stake, and I think this is something we should retain. Thank you. The floor goes to Mr. Sarandis Niadis. He is a technical consultant and advisor. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On my part, the purpose of today's presentation is on the part of the technical advisors of Hellenic Development Beteiligung AG to bring you up to date on the financial and technical data of the proposal for the utilization and valorization of the residential park Ellinon Politia on the premises of the former airport of Athens, Ellinikon. Moreover, I would like to tell you that this proposal maximizes the value of the investment, both in terms of the profitability for investors and in terms of the expected benefit for the Greek state, and this is very interesting for the government as well. Let us see what are the specific factors upon which we have been relying for our proposal. The first such factor being that our proposal relies on the idea of a thematic park. A small city within the city web of today's Athens, Thebes, Corinth, Sparta, Argos, the islands of Kos and the island of Delos. The Metropolitan Residential Park Ellinon Politia is not any park with a conventional structure like residencies and malls and hotels and marinas and other activities usually met with such kind of real estate investments. Rather, this is a small city with clear reference to Greek history, a project that might bring Athens and Greece as a whole in the very epicenter of the world's interest, because apart from the architectural and cultural value of this project, this might bring super additional value and bringing Greece to the avant-garde of architectural projects. This may be a very important motor towards a reactivation of this country and exit from the crisis. The very announcement of this venture, which is unique in world history, will show how Greece is indeed in a position to regain its role of being the birth of high values. In promoting the development of a thematic park of ancient Greek character within this area, we cast the foundation for the projection of the Greek mentality of diversion and education, which is universal and which is something everybody knows on this planet, irrespective of political regimes and the situations. The epicenter of the ancient culture was the human being. This brought the culture and civilization to unprecedented levels. The resuscitation of these values within this park will mean a lot for the residents and for the visitors, because in a very interactive way those people will be able to participate and will gain new value. They will discover new value on aspects for ecological sensibilization and awareness, as well as through the development of green technology and the utilization of renewable sources of energy towards combating the dire effects of climatic change. Ancient Greece, we all know that, has been a symbol of philosophical research and education. The revival of an education center on the models of the ancient systems based on the infrastructure of a modern, multilingual school covering all disciplines will provide children in this settlement, but also to visitors, to cater to the fundamental needs in education on all levels. Within this thematic park, we propose be developed a series of premises to house administration, schools, ecological, agricultural, technology, open air and covered theaters, amongst others, sports facilities, the forum, the commerces, the mall and the open air market for the fruit and vegetables and other schools, Hippocratic School, etc. Ancient Greece has been the epicenter for many activities. For this reason, we propose the creation of an island, a model island named Delos on the coastline. This will host a financial center with the coexistence of major houses for Greek and world maritime finance and economy. This will definitely give new airs to the Greek financial life. The revival of the port will bring Greeks into contact with ancient activities for ship building and marine activities. No motor will be able to approach the coast, and everything will be done conventionally. Within the premises of the Hellenic Politia, there will be hosted a thematic park within which there will be developed a series of buildings. Moreover, there will be a financial and shipping center. This will be the port of ancient Corinth, and in the periphery of the settlement there will be a zone of hotels called Xenios Zeus, with restaurants and catering services for the visitors and guests. Whatever infrastructure of modern kind will have no visual contact with the settlement. It will be just peripheral to maintain the character of the premises. Within the Politia, we have included ancient Athens and ancient Sparta. There we mean to have the residential model of our proposal. We need to have a revival today through the modern technology of the architectural aesthetics as they have been developed during the 5th century before Christ, the so-called golden era of Athens and Sparta, and the island of Delos, that was the heart of the financial system of the time. The projectors would be able to highlight other aspects and ideas, avoiding to create symbol models that only are used as attractions. A second factor we believe is a warrantor to the success of the venture is the very situation and location. To all those involved in real estate investment, the three factors for the success of any project of this kind is the location of the site, the location of the site, the location of the site. I cannot repeat it enough. Let us see why we believe that this location is one of the most valuable of the kind in the world. First of all, because it is in a particularly wide 6,000 strema area that is within Athens. The second is within a very short distance from Acropolis, some minutes drive from Acropolis. Third, because it is coastal and there can be an access to the coastline if the avenue along the old tarmac is going underground. The mild development character of quarters like Ellinikon Fava allows for easy access through all land means available in Athens. The climate is unique in the world, very mild as well, and rather than a multitude of owners, which would be expected from a land like this, there's only one owner, the Greek state. Through legislative means and the executive intervention, there may be easily established all those circumstances allowing for top quality and very good performance of the investment. A third factor for the success of this venture is its energetic autonomy. The purpose of our company is that through studies and projects, all new means and novel approaches be utilized for the entire park to be energetically autonomous without any impact on the actual networks or the environment. So apart from historic and cultural reference of the project to ancient Greeks, will be utilizing all available scientific means, allowing us to associate the present with the past. Attaining energetic autonomy and ecological approach of a project of this scale automatically will bring Greece amongst the avant-garde of technology and will give enormous plus value to the entire project. A fourth factor for our success, we believe, is the reduced construction index. Under Law 4062, published in the Hellenic State Gazette by the Ministry of the Development and Ecology, there is a mixed construction factor of 0.50 that can come up to 0.60. On the basis of this legislative text, the maximum allowed construction is 3,700,000 square meters. Under the preliminary project study, 3,400,000 square meters will be built, some 10% less than the maximum allowed, which means a more mild form of development, and some more 400,000 square meters of area available for green spaces, hence a contribution to the environment and common use premises to the benefit of all. At this point, may I also mention that on the basis of the proposal of our company, out of the 6,000 or so stremas of the previous report, the construction will be on 2,500 stremas, whereas the remaining will be made available for green spaces, common use premises, and the thematic park. Our fifth factor for the success of our venture will be the minimization of the risk with respect to the overall budget of the investment. It has been mentioned already under the financial items, and on the basis of the country's financial conjuncture with respect to the cost of such projects, the budget of 13,200 million euro stemming out of the multiplication of the 3,400,000 square meters to be built by the price of 4,000 euros per square meter of construction, allows for a safety index that goes beyond any expense even not projected. No, so in that sense, such budget will be the maximum value one would expect this project to cost, and it's a commitment towards all potential investors, of course, as it has already been mentioned, through a system of very open and transparent procedures. Will try to suppress even further the budget in order to ensure and secure the promised profit. Another factor is the immediate payment towards the Greek state and the ascertainment of profitability to all investors. After the approval of the construction project for a public real property, SHDA in Greek, the acronym, the law allows for a specific procedure for the utilization of such property. So, subsequent to the approval of the terms and the conditions and the construction index we have mentioned, the Greek state will get out of the sales of all bonds from the transfer of this area for the construction of 3,000 and so and 950 stremas for the construction of green spaces and complementary uses. I repeat, the Hellenic state will be cashing 21.8 billion euro even before the project is on. So for 6,600 euro per square meter, which is twice the price of any other area of this kind in Greece. And of course, this will be a major relief for Greece given the overwhelming burden of 21.6 billion euro that will have to be paid to the public treasury before, I repeat, before the project is commenced. Having these secured, the 20,000 euro per square meter of constructed area have 22 billion euros of profit, 33% of the overall investment, which is much higher than the usual 8 or 12% of most real estate projects, and under the current circumstances, this is something not always attained. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, we are convinced that because the architectural model we are proposing has no equal in the international market. The 20,000 euro price per square meter for the sales price is something quite acceptable, and our investment model, our operational model, is a guarantee for success. At this point, I would like also to stress that the amount of 13,200,000,000 euro, which is essentially the amount of the cost for the construction of the thematic park, is a huge amount that will be indeed financing the actual economy of Greece, will be generating jobs, and will be expected to help re-trigger our economy and recover. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you, Mr. Niadis. The floor now goes to Mrs. Christina Nelidis. She is the legal advisor of our venture. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The purpose of my presence here is to explain to you in simple words what the Treasury, the fund for the utilization of real property is, so as for you to be able to grasp the meaning of this project. This is a Greek law SA company. The sole shareholder is a Greek state. It operates under private law and is governed by the private SA companies in Greece. The rights of the Hellenic state are exercised by the Minister of Finance exclusively. The purpose is to put to value real property belonging to the state, which is real property in any other right or entitlement stricto sensu and lato sensu, so that the product of such a utilization be used to finance the Greek state debt. Thank you, Ms. Nelidis. And now, Mrs. Christina Nassis, financial advisor, will have the floor. Good afternoon. The only reason I'm intervening is for you to know that our company boasts of the presence of tax analysts, specialists, financial analysts, and legal analysts who are truly informed on the Greek laws and also on foreign laws, depending on where the investors come from to invest in Greece. For example, if a German investor or a French investor or a British investor are interested in investing in this company, there is possibility for the investment in accordance with the law of the state of origin, which creates more safety for the potential investor. There is no feeling of uncertainty. So all it takes is for a branch office to be established in Greece. All of our collaborators are familiarized with such aspects and in a position to inform both foreign investors wishing to invest and Greek investors wishing to invest either as private parties or legal entities. All of our collaborators are fully familiarized with both the Hellenic legislation and with foreign state legislation, depending on which state we're talking about. I repeat, this is a reason for extra safety, a feeling of safety for all potential investors, that we are able to provide the information required and the legal support and, of course, the tax consultancy required in such cases. Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Nassis.